stretch and make the plays, and it's good to see that. We've done that 2 games in a row, and hadn't done that in a couple losses, so good to see, and proud of Josh and freshman coming in and playing that well and making free throws down the stretch. So again, seeing improvement in him, been seeing him in practice, and really happy for guys and as we battled through it. We have a lot of confidence in Lamar, and I'm excited about getting him ready for our next one and getting him ready as I know, and made some big plays down the stretch, offensively, defensively, and helping us get other guys shots, which is what we want him in there. We went small at the end, and I thought that was great. But Tech played very hard, and so did we, and just hit a lot of big shots for us down the stretch to make the plays.
Jamie, do you have that 4-point play set up at the end?
Yeah, no, I mean, I just, it seemed like it was almost more just being knowing we had to take a shot and getting into a rhythm and just being ready to shoot, and so we started out good offensively against the zone, and then kind of got when we missed some shots, it affected us, but that was James has done that before, so he's probably the right guy to be doing it.
Jamie, how much were you concerned about Lamar's thumb going into the game, and at what point did you realize he wasn't going to be himself out there shooting the ball?
Well, I mean, we're not going to sit here and make excuses. I mean, everybody's hurt and banged up at this time, and Lamar's not going to make them. So, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, we didn't practice yesterday. We didn't practice Thursday. So, it is. We didn't have a shoot around today. So, we really didn't have a lot of opportunity to look at it and see where it was going to be. So, it is what it is. We're going to get healthy. We're going to get ready.
Was there a point at all, Jamie, in the game where he said the negatives outweigh the positives with Lamar? What were you thinking?
Well, I mean, I guess not, because we kept him in, and he had 5 assists, and he did a good job defensively. I think actually it helped us defensively, as I mentioned earlier. Offensively, though he didn't score, and he had 5 assists, but he did some good things when we went small, getting us driving opportunities with his screening and his movement in the high post area. So I thought that was helpful. And I thought he did a good job in some things defensively. He came up with a couple of steals, and his help defense was good too. So down the stretch, so I thought it was good. And we tried to get him rest and try to get him going. But you're not going to play. You're not going to have your best game every night.
How important has it been to see? I mean, you've had him a couple games where he has scored his first half, or a couple games where he was not shooting as well. How important has it been to see the other guys step up and kind of not rely on Lamar to do all the scoring, but to step up and make plays for you the way James and Cameron especially did?
Yeah, I mean, we have a lot of confidence in him. I mean, he's out a lot of the game too. I mean, there's 10-minute stretches or 10 minutes a game. He's not in there, so we played a lot. I just think Josh was a big factor again today for us, and I think he's the guy that continues to improve as a freshman, and while we'd like to be a little bit bigger on the perimeter, I think he gives us other things to make up for it. So, I feel real confident in those guys, and I think they feel confident when Lamar's not out there as well. So, you got to play through some. You got to play through some things. There's going to be some guys that you're not going to have every guy shoot it well and have their best game. So you got to play through it.
You forced some big turnovers late in regulation and overtime, and held them without a basket in overtime. What made your defense look?
Yeah, I think as I mentioned, I think we went smaller and we played Lamar at the 4, and I thought he was doing a better job on help defense, and we had a couple double teams that we played through, and we guarded the ball screen a little different with him in there at that spot, and like I said, I think that was big for us, and usually we do that, play him at the 4 for offensive purposes, but I felt it was better for the defensive purposes in today's game, and that's why we went with it, and that's why we stayed with it.
When you say go smaller, I think it seemed like in the double overtime that Cam, James, and Josh had all the defensive rebounds. Is that by design, or is that from something you were seeing when they were out there?
I mean, we've emphasized our guards got a bunch of rebounds in the last game, and we've been emphasizing that, the guards rebounding more and getting that. We have good-sized guards we start with. Obviously, Josh makes it smaller, but we need to rebound better at the guard position, and it's something that we've been I thought would be a strength of ours, and it has been, but not as consistently as I'd like it to be.
Jamie, can you talk about the way Cam played defensively, especially getting his hands in there?
Yeah.
He did the end of the Miami game, made that big save, and
right.
Set up Josh. How big of a play was that?
Yeah, I thought it was. He made a lot of loose ball plays. I mean, that today's been making more. It seems like, we've continued to talk about what he can become defensively. We think as far as get deflections, get steals, get offense from his defense. but at the same time being solid defensively and not giving up opportunities. And there's that fine line, and that's something you got to always constantly work with younger guys, and hopefully they pick that up. But you want to be aggressive, you want to get deflections, but at the same time, oftentimes guys that get a lot of steals are the same guys that give up a lot of open shots. And so that's been a balance with him, and I think we're getting to that point where he's doing a better job of that, just being able to help, but also be able to guard your guy.
How
Jamie,
much
you
did that play in particular kind of pick your team
But
up?
I thought that was a turning point. I mean, it certainly looked like the ball was going out of bounds, and it was going to be their ball, and it was an amazing play. I mean, there's no question about it. I didn't think he was going to get to it, and I'm a pretty positive guy. So, half full guys like me, now the other guys, they may not have thought he'd get it, but it was great play, and he did that in a couple other games here recently too. So, and he had the 9 rebounds in the last game. So that's a big thing for him.
Jamie, you talk about rebounding a lot, how that's the key to games, and they came in here and put a huge number on you.
Yeah.
Is that disturbing to you?
Well, I mean, it's nothing new. I mean, it's 4 games in a row we've been out rebounded. This is a good rebounding team. We knew that, and they're playing bigger now than they were playing. So, I was concerned about it going in because of our numbers in the last couple of games. I mean, it's obvious. I mean, I've said it when we lost, and I don't think people were listening to me. And now that we win, it gets brought up. But we're not rebounding well enough. I mean, it's obvious, but other things go into it, and we got to get that changed.
Jamie, you scored 48 points in regulation, 52 after 1 overtime. Struggled against Miami. Are you at least a little concerned about your offense right now?
I'm always concerned about it, even when we're leading the league in field goal percentage and doing all the things, leading the country in assists and assist turnover. We're always working to get and improve. You can't be satisfied. You can't be. You can't think it's going to just stay the same, and you got to keep continuing to adjust. And this was a zone, 2-3 zone. They really sagged. They really stayed in the lane. We got off to a good start. I thought we got good shots early, got into a good rhythm, and then we just kind of got away from that. And I think we can't let a few missed shots affect us and get stationary. So we adjusted. We got better at it attacking. I thought we got better shots, but we didn't do as good a job knocking them down. So we'll be better when we play tonight.
Anything about Tech's defense making it tough?
Oh, well, I think the zone is, they're big, and so I think we didn't finish great inside, and I think they had something to do with that. I think they obviously were going to pack it in and make us make shots, and look good for us early when we made the threes, but obviously we didn't make it as the game continued. So that was their strategy, and so I think a solid strategy. We've always been known as good and being good offensively against the zone. So, it sure looked good early for us and what we were doing. I thought we had really good ball movement and inside-out action and penetration at the same time. But it didn't continue. And you're not going to. We got to also get more offensive rebounds. I mean, that's something you got to do against the zone, and that clearly is why we've both been successful against the zone and we didn't get it.
When Cam made that steal and put him up on the scorer's table, is that a kind of play that maybe symbolizes the way he plays the game?
Well, I mean, he's doing it. I think it's something that we've continued to talk to him about, and getting loose balls and using his quickness and athleticism and getting on the floor. And he's by far our best guy getting on the floor and getting loose balls. And so I don't think that's always been the case. I think it's something he's developed, but it's clearly evident that he got on the floor earlier in the game to get a loose ball too. That probably he shouldn't have gotten, except he was the only guy on the floor that got him. He was the only guy that went on the floor. First guy to get on the floor.
With the lead in Lamar put up numbers that are lower than what we used to see them do this year, how much more important were the contributions you got from Jake?
Well, obviously, I mean, you got to get you're not going to have guys score their average every game, and so you're going to have to play through it. And we got Cameron, we got James, we got Josh, and we need other guys. And but we're just we've got some things where we're playing through some injuries, some fatigue, and we've got to get it figured out. So we did at the end, but we've got to figure it out a lot earlier than that.
Jamie, listen, you got 5 points and 2 rebounds from your 2 power forwards combined. I know they're young and all that, but how do you make them or make sure that they get more involved in these games so that Michael Young had 27 minutes, he had no rebounds.
Well,
how do you get them you know what I mean, to get more involved.
We're gonna get after it Monday, trying to figure out, we need a day off tomorrow, we clearly do, and we played 3 games in 6 days. I mean, you know, that's where we are. We've gotta get better in practice, and that's what we're gonna do, and that's what we're gonna work on. So, you can talk about it, but you gotta do something, and we gotta do something on Monday. So, we need the rest, we need day off tomorrow, we need the rest of the day today, and that's what I told our guys afterwards, but, you know, we gotta get better in practice. You know, we're not gonna get better talking about it. We gotta get better with our work and get guys out there and get guys practicing. We haven't had guys practicing, and that is catching up to us. It's something I'm well aware of, and you know, something that it's not seen by other people. But you only get better practicing. You can't just show up for games and play. And right now, we don't have guys out there practicing.
It almost sounds, Jamie, from the nature of the way you're talking, from the questions, including mine, that you're coming off a loss. Does it feel that way?
Well, I mean, that's not new here. I mean, if you know, I think we've gone through that before. I mean, you know, when you Standard is the best record in the Big East and top 5 or whatever it is in BCS school, top 3 I think of BCS school. You know, wins sometimes aren't enough. But, you know, you know, I don't fault people for that or questions like that, because you know, coaches are probably the biggest supporter of that. I don't know if supporter is the right word, but you know, we do that. We're always striving, always trying to be better, and just like you want us to be better, Joe. We gotta get better.
How does it feel, though? How do you feel coming out of that one?
I feel good because of the way we finished and the way we made shots. We made free throws. I mean, we had a guy that was shooting 10% from the free throw line, make his free throws down the stretch, and he's got a little new form, a little bit more confidence, and he worked on it. And so that's what I feel good about. I feel good that we executed. I feel good that we made down the stretch. I feel good that we got guys in different spots make plays. I feel good that Cameron got those loose balls or things I didn't think he got when he got here as a freshman. And so you know, I feel good about that thing, and I feel good about the win, because they're not. You know, I know it's you know, I don't know what the point spread is. I'm sure you guys all do, but you know, we didn't. You don't play great every game, but we played well at the end, and I thought we showed a lot of character, and that's most important.
How important is that you showed that character and got the home?
Well, we've done it 2 games in a row.
With Syracuse coming up.
Yeah, we've done it 2 games in a row. We, you know, for some reason we haven't played as well on the road, at home here in recent games, and you know, we've played pretty good on the road throughout the year. So it was good to win a game like this, and I'm excited for our guys. And you know, I think we've been here in the past where we haven't won by as many as people want us to win by, and the coaches included, and there's things to work on. There's no question about it, and we understand that, and our players understand that.
With Syracuse coming up?
I mean, it doesn't matter who's coming up. We just got to get better. But you know, we'll get to work. We'll get to work. Get rested and get to work.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you, guys.